Hey everybody, it's Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you doing? I'm getting ready to sit down and eat dinner. I'm having a breakfast dinner. I made myself some blueberry churros. They don't look the best. There they are. They have blueberry in the batter and then on top. And then I also had my cream cheese mixture that I like to put on top of when I used to be able to have bagels on bagels. Now I put it on celery sticks and things like that. So I put some of that on the top and then just a little bit of white syrup. I'm going to go eat. I want to come back and crochet and chat with you for a little while. It's now 6:56 p.m. So as soon as I'm done eating, cleaning up in the kitchen, I want to come back and, like I said, crochet and chat with you guys for a little bit. So I will see you soon. Hey everybody, it's me. I am back. Wow. I'm starting to think I was never getting back. It is now 9:22. I just got done taking care of the cat, bringing food in from outside because my husband's working a double, so he's not going to be home until late. So I had to bring the stuff in from the cats from outside. And then I had to give treats to the ones inside. And then we have a feral, we have a couple feral cats that we take care of um, from the feral community outside. Well, one of them is buddies with Fluff. He's the white cat with the long hair that we take care of. And the feral one, his name is Boots. He's black and he has white paws. So Boots is best friends with Fluff. So usually he's sitting outside and he'll try to make noise to let Fluff know that he's out there. So that, come on, buddy, why aren't you out here with me? It's kind of chilly today. What was the high? Let me see if I can find the high for today. It says right now it's 60. The high was 66. So it was a decent day. Honestly, had the front door closed most of the day because when it starts to get warmer, if I leave it closed, from being closed overnight, from when it's cooler out, it stays cooler in here until it gets to a point where no, you have to open it. And honestly, we haven't gotten to that point yet this year, but my husband will come home and he'll open it right away. And I'm like, but it was cool in here. And now you've opened it up and now I'm feeling warm where it was a really decent, really decent coolness. So, okay, I'm working on the baby blanket. I'm on my, just started my next 6-row repeat. It's the repeat of the design for 6 rows to make the design. And then 6 rows of half double crochets to just give a breaking point and to go back and forth to give it the look that I want it to have. And the thing is that I noticed is that I end up having one extra stitch on my half double crochets than when I started the whole blanket. And I'm pretty sure I know why that is because you put 2 stitches into the same stitch. And then when you start doing half double crochets, you have that, extra stitch there. But I'm going up in size because another thing that I have is that it pulls. Right there, you can see that side pulled a whole lot. This side did not pull as much, but this one did a lot. So I'm trying to find the one that will even out with the design stitch. So, because the design stitch is with an E-hook, because I'm using DK yarn, And I started with an F. Now I've got a G, and I have a G plus waiting for the next time in case this side is still pulling back some. So we will see. Actually, take this out of a different project. I think this is a 3, is it not? If not, it's a 2. Yeah, it says it's a 3. So it's been a day. I wanted to get back to you earlier after I was done eating. As you can tell, I'm in different clothes now. I was cleaning the waffle maker, and it's one that you can't take the grids off of it to clean it, which I had really wanted one that you could take the grids off. There was one I was going to get, and then my husband surprised me with this one. And this one, it does the job. It's just it has this little hole that I don't remember reading about when I was reading up on it, where the oil is coming out from it. So I need to go back and read, see if it says, to place it on a plate. I'm pretty sure that it said to put it on the counter so that it was on a stable surface when you use it. But it will gather up the grease, I guess, along with the juices when you're making it. And today's was even worse. I thought I had cleaned it really good after I used it 2 days ago. I always leave it open so that I remember that I have to clean it. Well, my husband must have closed it, and so I must have thought that it was cleaned, and I put it up, and it was not. So I didn't realize that it wasn't clean till I had plugged it in, and I tried cleaning it the best that I could. And I was making the same kind of truffle, the blueberry one, well, with the berries and that, it just was making everything stick. So that's why they didn't look the best. They still tasted really good. Just trying to find the right amount to put on there so it doesn't overflow, doesn't get too nasty. But I had to take a finger scrubber that we don't use it to scrub our fingers, but we use it to scrub small spots and stuff on pans and different things. So I had to use it to scrub. Somebody just messaged me. I'm going to see who it is real quick, just because I'm not sure. I just got off the phone with my mom. Turns out that instead of going home, instead of having the surgery she's supposed to have done, they're probably going to be sending her to rehab. And then once she's been in rehab for a while and her wound can get cleaned up on its own without it having to be debrided all the time, that then they'll do the skin graft they want to do, and then they'll be able to. She is not happy with that at all. Huh. I didn't even get a notification. I thought it was friend or family messaging, but it is not. So, therefore, not important. Set that down. I do want to show you. I got something new today. I already have stuff in it. I got this from Ella from No Catchy Name. That's her tag right there. She put this on sale the other day. She put bags up, and as soon as I saw this print, I fell in love, and I had to have it. And I knew it wouldn't be as much as the bags that I get. See right there, that can be my Kahlua, but since it doesn't have a little black nose, because Kahlua has a black nose and a black, what I call a beauty mark, other people call it a stash. That one's a little bit, and it also has white on the tips of its ears. So that one right there would be a little bit. And next, that could be chart. if it was more charcoal than blue, but I know it's supposed to be a gray. Actually, that looks like it's supposed to be a white and black kitten mixed together. They are so, so stinking cute. And there's the other side. I've always wanted one that has this arm on it. And this size, the smaller size, is good for my knitting that I'm starting to learn how to do, or for my amigurumis. So right now I have my knitted piece in here, except for my hook is, I have to put it in here diagonally for it to fit in here. Now when I start using the circular hooks, this will be even a better bag for that. And I'm thinking I can move my amigurumi in here that I'm making for my daughter as well. Just a little small bag. I never thought I would need a small bag, but now I do. I had been saving money, and now all the money that I have been saving is gone. I have bought 2 more hooks that should be coming in soon, and those are O-Fire hooks. Because besides just being an affiliate for furls, I am now an affiliate for O-Fire hooks. And I figured I better get a couple to try them instead of just being. I I got a seconds, one of their seconds hooks, and love the color on it, but it's a size 7.0 millimeter and something that I don't use very often. I had just made something with it right before I got it, and I have not made anything else with a 7.0 millimeter hook. So I've got it in the back room. I haven't used it. So I decided that I better get a couple in sizes that I need. So I have the G and the G Plus coming. Because I do not have a lot in resin hooks. This is my G that my friend gave me. And my G Plus, I think maybe in the back room. And I should be able to use my O-Fire hooks like in the car and when we go out of town, because they've got the nice packaging that they put it in. And I need to take, when I get this next set in, or I can just take the hook out of the one that I have and try and see if any of my furls will fit. So, how's everybody doing? I hope that you're doing well. You'll have to let me know if you like it when I sit here and just chat and crochet. I've been going to bed really early. Last night I went to bed at like a normal time for me, closer to about 10, I think. I'm trying to remember if I talked to anybody online. I know I did for a little bit. I had my meeting with Kaylin for AJ's and Kay's Yarny Tales. And then I talked to my friend for a little bit. We were going to try and talk today and start a new project together, but that didn't happen. I've been kind of I guess I was going to say depressed isn't the right word, but kind of, yeah. It kind of is. I'm having a hard time. I got to get the back room done. I have lots of things I need to get done, and I don't know where to start. I have a lot of anxiety, and I'm so tired right now because they changed my meds. I went to my orthopedic appointment the other day, and I don't know. He wants me to take my muscle relaxer 3 times a day. And I told him it puts me to sleep. I cannot do that. I can't do that. Um, I did try it a couple times the other day, and it put me to sleep both times. So I'm taking it at night. So I'm going to bed literally within 15 minutes and half an hour after I take my muscle relaxer because I'm having issues because I can't lay down in my bed yet. So they're thinking that the issues may be coming from sitting in the chair because I had been doing fine after my surgery and now I'm having some issues with my low back again. But I had also gained some weight back. So, and that's why we're trying to do the low carb. And I know I was like, I'm going to take you on my low carb journey. And I basically am. All I'm doing right now, different than what I did before, is my chaffles. And I've shown you my chaffles. But I guess I haven't shown you that when we went to extreme low carb before, one of the things um, that I tend to eat is I will take um, cream cheese, either a half a brick or a full brick. It used to always be a half a brick, but then I decided, you know what, I'll make one full brick and then that way I have it for the whole week. Or like right now, this is what I put on top of my chaffles today to give it just a little bit more oomph of flavor. But I like peanut butter. I've always liked peanut butter. And you can't have a lot of peanut butter when you're on low carb. I mean, you can have some, but I can't have a lot of peanut butter also after having my bariatric surgery. But that's one of the things that I miss a lot. So I will take the cream cheese and I will add anywhere from a teaspoon to a tablespoon, usually closer to a tablespoon of peanut butter, and I will mix it with it. And then that way, when I put this mixture, well, and I also will put a little bit of chocolate syrup in there. And right now, you guys have seen when I went to Ollie's, I got that big bag of Lily's dark chocolate chip baking chips. Well, I'll add about a tablespoon of those into the mixture. So I have a whole brick of cottage cheese, which is 8 ounces. And then I'll add about a tablespoon of peanut butter. Now I find this works better when I let the cream cheese set at room temperature for about a half an hour at least, because then it's not so hard for me to mix it. It softens it. I don't, I still have the strength in my hands, but I just don't have the mixing strength that I used to have with my whole arm strength right now. Um, so I make sure that I soften it and I'll take a big tablespoon and I will mix it all together. I will usually put the tablespoon of peanut butter in first, Well, it depends. If the brick is soft enough, I will put the whole brick in there and mush it up a little bit. And then I'll put the tablespoon of peanut butter in there. And then I will take the chocolate syrup and I don't measure it out. All I do is I go like zoom, zoom in there like twice. And my favorite and the one that has the least carbs in it is the Nestle's chocolate syrup. And then, and I know it's not the best before you come at me, but um, it adds the flavor that I want. And then if I put in about a tablespoon of the dark chocolate chips, which are bitter, that adds just enough sweetness to where it's perfect for me. It's still mostly bitter. It's not hardly sweet at all, but it adds just a little bit to it. And I don't want to go and, put any sweetener or anything like that. So then I'll mix it up and I'll put it in the fridge and I will use it for different things during the week. Um, my dietitian had even told me that because when I have issues with my stomach and when my stomach is upsetting me so much, I will, I like to eat mint chocolate chip ice cream. Actually, my favorite to go to is peppermint ice cream, but I can only do that in the winter time. So I'll do mint chocolate chip or I will do all natural vanilla and usually get the Briars. But when I'm trying to do low carb, I will get it's called Yasso, Yasso, and I'll get the mint chocolate chip in that, and that is Greek yogurt. So it is so much better for me. Um, so I will do that. And plus, it's already portion sized because it's in a Yasso bar, and it's smaller than a regular like ice cream bar, and that will help settle my stomach. Well, last summer after my surgery and with all the issues I was having coming up with my stomach, oh my goodness, so many issues that I had. I ate a little more ice cream than I should have, and that's what made me gain. Well, plus I was eating some bread. We started eating a little bit of carbs because I was told to not limit them as much as I did beforehand because I needed the carbs to help me heal. So I would do a peanut butter sandwich here and there instead of just, making my mixture. I didn't make my mixture for a while. Um, so I'm trying to get back to the low carb like I used to. One thing that I'm not doing right now that I used to do all the time, and I'm not having the taste for it. And as soon as I do, I'm sure that I will start doing it again, especially as soon as it gets warmer out. I did a lot of deviled eggs last year, and I did a lot of not just regular deviled eggs, but avocado deviled eggs. So I'm gonna have to start having my husband get me the small avocados again. He has a thing of getting me the large ones because they go on sale more often, and then I feel bad because I'm wasteful, and I don't want to be wasteful with my avocado. I want to use it all up, but I'm the only one who will eat the avocado deviled eggs unless we're going to a family event and I take it there. And then I usually get a lot of, oh, wow, we didn't think these would be good. And this tastes so good. But for whatever reason, my husband won't try them. So there you go. So I'm thinking I will be making some more avocado deviled eggs. If you have a recipe of something that's kind of filling or that doesn't bother your stomach a lot. I have to be careful. I can't have a lot of spicy foods. Um, I have to really be careful of messing up my stomach. So, but if you have something that you really, really like that's low carb, please let me know. I would love to know what it is that you use, what you eat. I will also make instead of just deviled eggs, I will make avocado egg salad. And then I will eat that on um, low carb tortillas. I always have a bag of low carb tortillas. Sometimes I just put some of that cream cheese mixture in it and roll it up and eat it that way, depending on my carb count for the day. And one thing that I'm not really good at is writing down my carb count for the day. I generally know, okay, I can have, at for my snack at night, I can have so many carbs, and then, I've been watching it during the day and only eating things like celery, with the cream cheese, or whatever. So I think my biggest issue is that my husband hasn't gone totally low carb with our meals, and I rely on him for our meals. And so we have, like, especially on the nights that he's really, really busy, we have some meals that have more carbs in them than we should have. We both love shrimp. So he doesn't just get regular breaded, he'll get panko breaded shrimp because from his research, he knows that panko breading is better. And it's funny because I'd been trying to get him to get panko breading for a long time for that reason, and he wouldn't do it. And now, oh, all of a sudden everything is panko breaded. Or I haven't seen him get any for a while, but he was doing like breaded pork chops and stuff with pork rinds, because pork rinds have no carbs in them. Or if they have any, it's very low carbs. So he would get um, the barbecue ones and crunch those up, use those. So I'll have to ask him if he's going to do that again. I used to really like that when he did that. Lately, he's just been frying pork chops and not putting anything on them. And he gets panko covered shrimp, and we have that about once a week. And then instead of getting tater tots, he'll get those little teeny tiny discs. And I'll eat maybe somewhere between 4 and 6 of them, and then he'll eat the rest. So I guess this last weekend was a very, very bad weekend. So I just want to put out there that I have everybody in my prayers. I wasn't there because I was literally in bed by 7:30 on Saturday night, and with my eyes closing on me. My husband and I were sitting here talking, and my eyes kept closing and I kept falling asleep. So he was going to bed to get up early for the next morning. I was supposed to be getting our um, grocery list together, but I couldn't keep my eyes open. So I told myself, I guess I'll have to do that in the morning. And then I could barely wake up the next day because I made sure I took all my meds and everything, and I took my muscle relaxer, and I was in bed and I was asleep. Well, by 7:30 because I told a friend of mine that I was going to be going to bed here really soon. Sorry, I wouldn't be able to talk to her at like 58 at night. And I had to get up, take care of the cats real quick. I can't remember if it rained Saturday night, so I had to give them calming treats. I don't think I had to Saturday night. I gave them a couple tonight because it's not supposed to rain until 8 o'clock in the morning, but Kahlua is terrible, absolutely terrible with rain of any kind. So I gave her a few, and they're made out of chicken livers and a little bit anytime she smells them. I gave her a couple because they're not going to hurt her. And Fluff is inside, so I gave him a couple too. Actually, I gave him like one because he went over trying to get little bits, and that's a no-no. If you try to get somebody else's, then yeah, Mama's not going to give you any more. If you are nice and wait for yours, then you get, your full treat. So, so yeah, I put treats outside for Boots, the feral cat, which I was talking about earlier. I don't know if I actually got to the point of what I was trying to say, but that's what I did. And then I took care of them and gave them each some calming because I know if it comes any earlier than 8 o'clock in the morning, Kalua's going to need it. Um, and she's already, I don't know if she had a hairball earlier. She got sick all over the place. That's another reason why I was late. I finished eating. I had to clean up after her because she got sick all over the place. Um, I ended up having to change her litter pan real quick because evidently she's more than just that type of sick, and I'm not going to give it all names because that makes me feel yuck. So I took care of her litter pan and called my mom, did a couple other things. But I watched a couple of videos today, and two of them were by Thriss and Stitches. So for those of you who know what's going on the other stations, which I didn't learn about until today, my prayers are out there for Crystal Agaday and the incident that happened to her. And I know I don't have a lot of subscribers and I don't want to make anybody angry or whatever, but I do know that because of what happened and because of what she had said, and then she did put up a post later saying that it's not the male content creators, but a lot of people thinking that they were doing good started to do a mass exodus from a lot of the male um, crochet channels, the content creators. And I just want to say, none of us want to support whoever it is that did what they did. They're not naming names, so there's nothing we can do about it right now until we know who it is, if we ever know who it is. Use your noggin, because, like, one of the people who I consider one of my best friends right now, Russell from It's Raining Yarn, I have not seen that he's lost any people, but I heard that he had lost some people, not from him, from other people. So I don't know if it's true, but we all know how Russell is, and there's no way that he would do anything like that to anybody. There's just so And I feel the same way about Lucas, even though I haven't watched him in quite a while. I don't watch the other guy, and I always forget his name. And I know Kathy's sitting there saying, it's such and such. I can see his face. So, just use your judgment. I mean, fiber spider. Um, I about fell over when I heard that people were unsubscribing from him. I've known him longer than I even knew who Bag a Day was. I found Fiber Spider way before I found out who Bag a Day was. And I know that's not true for everybody, but I'm sure there's other people who had too. And yeah, that's definitely not how he is. He's one who doesn't like confrontation, drama, any of that stuff. So he wouldn't be one to cause it. So I'm just saying prayers for the whole content community, that hopefully we don't end up like the gaming community, because I had never heard of swatting before. And I hope that I never hear of anybody else in our community having that happen to them, because that's just terrible. I can't imagine, especially her youngest daughter, how scared she must have been. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I just want to say I'm supporting everybody. I'm putting prayers out there for everybody. And I hope that whoever did this gets caught and has to deal with the authorities. That's who needs to be doling out punishment. Granted, I know that none of us want to be supporting somebody who could be like that. I get it. I truly get it. But um, if you really sit back and think about the people, I just don't understand why people are leaving. But everybody has the right to do what they want to do anytime at all. Prayers go out there to Dee and her family, especially her son and his kids, for the horrible ordeal that they went through. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch Thriss. She put up the video. It's not the one about Bag a Day. It's the other one about a woman smashing through a building. So I was in tears when I heard about it. Anytime I hear about younger kids getting hurt, it just kills. I used to have tremendous nightmares that something was going to happen to my daughter. I didn't do overkill like my mom did with me, as far as, trying to scare her away from doing things, but I just tried to pray. I wasn't very good at it. I still don't feel like I'm very good at it, but I am getting better. And I tried to leave it to God and to Jesus, and to ask them to please help me get those dreams out of my mind. I'll have them every once in a while, but I don't know. I don't know if that's just being a mother. Let me know. What about you guys? Have you ever had those dreams that something was going to happen to your son or daughter? I mean, they started when she was in grade school. back when unfortunately they had to do drills, start doing the drills about what if somebody you don't know comes into your room, or if you hear that there's a shooter in the hallway, or something like that. Something that we never even had to dream of having to do. I mean, the drills that we did were storm drills, storm/tornado drills, and fire drills. We didn't have to do any drills that had anything to do with human beings coming in. And it's just so sad to me that kids these days have to do those types of things. My husband, when he was working in elementary school as a custodian, the custodians were told that if anything like that happened, they were to get between the child and the shooter. So then I used to worry about my daughter and my husband. And not that I think that's wrong, because I think that's 100% correct, that the adults need to get between. Like a lot of them have died doing. You see the heroes, you see the adults who tried to save the kids. And that principal was just at no cost, teachers, custodians, herself. If you're an adult and you see something like that, you are to put yourself between the said shooter and the child. Made me feel a little better and a little safer for my daughter, but yet worried about my husband at the same time. I'm glad she's no longer in school. She's 26 now. But then you worry. She grocery shops, just like all of us do. You never know where something's going to happen. So I try not to let that be an everyday worry. I try to just pray that we can all live our best lives and not have to worry about any of that happening. But still, trying to be prepared. Sorry, I don't mean to go there. Tonight, with all of this, I'm just between what happened to Bag a Day and between what happened to Dee's grandbaby and possible. Last I heard, they're not sure about her grandson, and it just hurts my heart. Anytime kids are involved, it just absolutely hurts my heart. So let's try and lighten this up a little bit. I doubt you'll be watching this, but Dee, if you do see it, your whole family is in my prayers and will remain there. I do hope that everybody, your sister, your daughter-in-law, not sister-in-law, your daughter-in-law, your granddaughter, your grandson, and whoever else will end up being okay. I do have a subscriber appreciation going on. So if you guys haven't seen it, go and find the video marked subscriber appreciation. If you guys know, I don't give quote giveaways. I have a subscriber appreciation. Now, I don't know if I haven't gotten participants because I'm not really giving away a big prize. I'm just giving away some things that would fit into an actual envelope. I still believe that you guys will like it. It's not stitch markers. I'm just putting that out there. um, just something small, something that I can afford right now. I do have a prize bag. You never know. I may end up going through it and sending something bigger than what you're expecting. But right now, I do know for sure it's going to be a couple things that can fit into an envelope. I will be finding out who the winner of that is. What's today? The 22nd. Around the end of the month. I think I gave it to the 31st. If there's 31 days in this month, I can't remember. I believe there is. You have to go and watch the video, and you have to leave a comment on that video. And it's guessing how many labels I used that are in the bag that I showed last year. Let me get that out. I'll show it to you again. It's in this bag here. There we go. Scarfy label on that side. Some sugar, Lily sugar and cream on that side. So just guess. And it's whoever comes closest. It's not whoever comes closest from below the number. It's whoever comes closest, whether you are below the number or above the number. Because I've never really thought it was fair that, say, somebody picks the number, let me just think of any number. Well, you know, this won't be the number. If anybody picks the number 4, and say there was only 3 labels in the bag, and the closest number from under the number, from below the number, is somebody guessed 1. Well, and the closest number from above is somebody guessed 5, and the actual number is 4. 5 is closer than 4. I guess an example I should have used would have been more like, say there's 100 in there, which I don't think there's anywhere. I don't know. I don't know how many are in there. I will be counting it. That's how we will be finding out how many. I will be counting it with you guys because I have not counted it, and I will not count it beforehand. Okay. Say there's 1,000 in there because I know for sure there is not 1,000 in there. Say there's 1,000 in there, and the person below says, "Oh, there's 100," and that's the closest from below. And the person above from above says that there's 1,004. You guys know I like even numbers, so 4 is a lot closer than 100. So therefore, the person who went over wins. That's what I was trying to think of. They say the closest without going over. Well, this is the closest, whether you go over or not. So I can't wait to see how many I've actually used. Let's see, it's after. Thought I got another message, so let me look real quick. Oh, I did. I'm going to get going. I'm trying to remember everything I wanted to talk about with you guys. One of them was to remind you about the subscriber appreciation. The other was to give my prayers to everybody, especially Bag a Day and Dee and her family. Well, Bag a Day and her family. I used to watch their other channel all the time until she had taken it down. I know she put it back up, but I haven't had time. I don't have time to watch a lot of videos, and if I do, it usually doesn't have anything to do with crochet because it's stuff that I watch with my husband. He does watch some crochet channels with me. We were watching Mama Llama Kayla the other night, and that's when I started falling asleep at like 6:30 and ended up in bed so early because she just has a soothing voice and it just puts me out. I mean, it doesn't put me out all the time, but lots of times it does. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is much bigger than I thought. Okay, a G hook because an F hook is this is a 4.0 and an F hook is 3.75. So I thought, well, this is going to be pretty close, but this one was a lot smaller. I'm on row 4 and it looks, like I really only have one more row to be done for that one down there. Okay, I was hoping it wouldn't be that big of a difference, but I'm thinking I may have found the right one, but we will see. We will see after I get the next 6 rows of the theme rows on there. I'm thinking I should have caked this yarn up. I now have a yarn winder that I think I may have been able to cake this the whole big one up with. I don't know. I may not have been able to. It's starting to get floppy. I may have to put it in a big ball from the other end. Fluff is asleep on the floor. Fluff usually gets up on our cat tree that we have. But she's been getting on the floor more and more. Okay, I've been on here for almost an hour, so I am going to say goodnight. I'm going to sit and crochet some more with and watch TV unless I end up talking to my friend. I'm going to get this uploaded. Let me know if you like this, if you like me just sitting and crocheting and chatting with you guys. I will try to start doing it more often. It's not as easy to do when my husband's home, but he will be gone again this coming Wednesday, so maybe I'll try and do it Wednesday again. We'll see. But if I don't get a good response, then I'm definitely not going to do it. And remember, if you happen to like what I'm making, this is not from a pattern. This is my own design. Just remember, I have a Zoom meeting Wednesday night, but I should be able to get some of this in during the day. I have been working on some tech editing patterns, and I need to get my charting stuff together. I really wanted to do that tonight, but my brain, after talking to my mom, was starting to turn into lots to think about. The last time she was in rehab, we spent quite a bit of time over there because it's literally around the corner from our house. Well, not like right around the corner. It's about, my husband always says I'm not good with um figuring out like what's a mile away or whatever. I would say that it's about a quarter of a mile from here. It's about, trying to think in blocks, but we don't do a lot of like city blocks around here. I would say if we got in a car and we went there, it would take us about 4 minutes to get there. But there's only one light that we have to sit at. If we sat at it and it was red, then it would take us closer to 5 to 8 minutes. But we only have one light between us and there. It's a little bit farther away than our doctor's. So, righty. I still got so much to do over the next couple of days. I need to get caught up with my Bible chapters. I need to get caught up with some of my crochet. I need to start getting some whips done. It's supposed to be the year of the whips, and I have not been getting any done. I think that the next, if I don't have the yarn for the market bag that I want to make for our next cow, that depending on when we're done with the one that we're on, which I don't see it taking a whole lot of time, but we'll see because we're only really working on it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But there's a market bag I want to do, and there's also for July, I want to go with the theme Christmas in July again for whatever we do. And I'm thinking more along the lines of instead of decorational, like last year we did stockings, although I have stockings I have to make. I really do. I'm supposed to get stockings done this year too for the family. So many things, so many big things I have planned that I want to get done, but right now I need to get my daughter's birthday gift done, and I was working on that earlier today. I was. Um, at least if I can get a couple stockings done this year, that would be great. Even if I can't get them all, a couple of them is better than nothing. I want to, for one of the cows, I want to do do a cow that is like find one of your oldest whips and pull it out and finish it. So yeah, I really, really want to get working on whips. And if that goes over good, I may do it twice. So, tell me what you think. Tell me if you know of a really good low carb snack. We have found some low carb snacks, some keto snacks at Aldi. We found, my husband got me a couple weeks ago some coconut clusters, keto coconut clusters. Oh my goodness, they are so good. And when we were there last week, they don't just have the chocolate covered coconut clusters, which is what I thought was the only type they have, which they also have pumpkin seeds in them and another sunflower seeds maybe and pumpkin seeds. They're very yummy. They also have the coconut clusters without chocolate on top of them. Now, I did not get a bag of them without the chocolate, and now I'm kind of kicking myself. I'm hoping that the next time we go, that they have a bag like that as well. I also have some of they have keto, like um, keto small, like waffle cookies. They look like they're kind of big, but they're actually about that big around on the smaller size than what the picture makes you think. But still, um, I eat half of what they consider a portion. And all I've tried so far is the salted caramel, and those are really good. So, and then I got some tzatziki sauce, so I can use that on my celery as well. And if we ever get any, we don't do a lot of lunch meat because processed meats aren't good for you. Every once in a while, if we get a craving for lunch meat, and if it's a decent price, we'll get some. And then I'll wrap that up in my tortilla, but I'll put tzatziki sauce on it instead of some other kind of sauce. And it's a higher protein, low carb sauce that I have. And I got that from Aldi's. What else did I get from Aldi's? I got, oh, I think I talked about this in a prior video, but I got almond flour. I got grapeseed oil. I got avocado oil. Um, one thing I need to know, I need to find is a decent oil to bake with that's not bad for you. Vegetable oil, I know, is not good for you at all. So I need to find a good baking oil. I know coconut oil is supposed to be good, but unfortunately, I mean, I would love to use coconut oil for anything and everything, but my husband is not really huge on coconut. But I think it's more of the texture. Like my daughter doesn't like coconut if it's like regular coconut and you get the texture, but if it's the flavor of coconut, she loves coconut milk. It's the texture she doesn't like. So yeah. I just realized I have a big container of, oh, I can make myself a smoothie tomorrow. I have a big container of Greek yogurt to make smoothies with. I also have a grapefruit that I need to eat. I'm just really trying to get more into fruits and things and yeah. Anyway, I am going to get going. I'm starting to get tired. I'm sitting here and I'm like, my head is starting to do its thing and yeah. So I need to get going because I need to be going to bed soon. And we are now over an hour. So I'm going to go. I'm going to get this uploaded and I will see you soon. I love you guys. Remember, you matter. Don't let anybody tell you different. You're gorgeous, you're beautiful, and I love you guys, each and every one of you. And I will talk with you soon. Later.